to kill me. I guess I'm doing okay. I'm lost among the millions. Just an empty head filled with the sky. I separated my life between the boring and exciting parts.
Me again. I know you probably can't see my face, but that's probably for the best, so I'll try not to say probably too many more times today. Yes, I'm working on the back of my motorcycle. It's the closest thing to a desk that I have access to, all the paperwork and everything, so this is it. You know, so I'm using a mat to protect my case and to have something to wipe my knife on. Today I'm experimenting. I'm going to see if this works. I don't know if it will. I'm doing a scanning project for the daughter of one of my very best friends. I'm scanning her journals. This is a section of empty pages from one of those journals, so there's nothing on here that can identify her or him or them or anybody. This is a journal. It is glue-bound sections, and it is stitched. I'm not worried about the stitching right now. I want to see if using the heat gun will remove the glue binding sufficient enough for me to more easily cut and scan. Cutting is not really a big problem, but scanning is, because this stuff gets off in the scanner and gets on the scanning plates, and then you have streaks from the gum basically, and I like to avoid that. Plus this will make it easier to take it apart and faster, and if I do it faster I can get paid sooner. So let's find out. Make sure I'm recording. I am recording. Okay. I'm glad, because I didn't want to be here in my garage talking to myself. So this is my Harbor Freight Warrior heat gun, dual temperature, really freaking hot, and oh my god, I'm going to die, are the two settings. We're going to use low for this first portion. Yes, I know you don't test a heat gun to see if it's working with your hand, but I'm a foot away. So we're going to do a section and see if it's going to liquefy the glue. Hold on. Let me do this a little more intelligently. Let me find the section of the glue. Okay, there's the section. So this will let me know if it releases it. And I won't be burning my fingers at the same time. Wow, it seems to be working quite well. Starting to get a little hot on my fingers. So let's see if it'll, woo, we can smell that stuff liquefying, that's for sure. Now see, can we scrape it off? That scraping it off didn't work, but separating it might. Wish I had a weight or something. Let's just heat it up. See if it'll liquefy. Melting my mat. Not really doing a great job, is it? Okay, well, that didn't work. At least it didn't appear to work. I guess I could try it on the oh my god we're gonna die setting, but that really will melt everything if I'm not really careful. See if it'll liquefy enough to come apart. See, if that didn't do it, it ain't gonna do it. And that really didn't do much. I think what's holding me back is the strings. Well, maybe it does work. Let me try another section. That should work. I mean, that should be melting this, almost burning the paper as hot as that thing gets. Tell I'm not very good at this, can't you? Okay. Now let's take the trusty dusty Olfa. Yeah, that's just cutting the paper. I don't want to cut the paper. I want to melt the adhesive, or the glue. Adhesive glue, same thing. I mean, it's melting the melting something. You see it burning it. So I know it's doing something. I just don't know what it's doing. Well, that seems to be helping. Put these down in the proper order. I don't know that it's all that much faster than doing it by hand and sitting at the table. Let's see if it's going to have released these others. Let's see here. Oh, one more page. Can't find the divider between the sections. There we go. Nope. I just cannot find the divider between the sections. There we go. Probably ought to wear gloves doing this. Yeah, I don't know that that's that much easier than doing it by hand. I certainly don't think it's that much faster than doing it by hand. That was only one section, so okay. Yeah, I don't know that that's that much easier. So let's try something else. Another idea that I had that may or may not work. Let's get physical. Or should I say violent. After I put this back together, this little earpiece that keeps falling out of my ear and coming apart when it hits the ground. Because it's a good little earpiece, it just doesn't stick together very well. Especially once it's dropped 15 or 20 times. I actually really like this earpiece, except for that one thing that happens to it. So, alright, where's my switch? Where's my switch? There's my switch. Alright. Well, something's coming off of it. As you can see the dust coming off, but I don't think that's going to work either. Well, I'm just going to have to stick with cutting them apart by hand. That didn't help, but just thinned out the paper. It didn't actually thin out the glue. Well, that didn't work. Well, that's how we learn things. We try them. If they work, they work. If they don't, they don't. It's not a big deal either way. I'll survive. The job will still get done, just not as quickly or not as easily. Thank y'all for watching. I appreciate it. And remember, if you always do what's right, can't go wrong. I'm back. Thought of something. After my last failure, trying to take these things off, I realized, laying in bed, I realized I didn't have to do that. I can just, I don't have a planer, but I do have a saw. So I set that blade down to just about nothing. I've already experimented, so I know it at least worked at least once. Ah, that didn't work. Ah. Well, number one, I know how to get the cat out of the garage now. That's the best. That's the quickest that cat's ever moved in his life. Number two, big, thick stacks of paper is not the way to do it. It's not going to hurt the results, but when you get it right, it's nice and smooth. I didn't get it right through the whole thing. But we'll try it again with the next one just to see. Maybe I can get it right with a smaller batch. And be a little more careful with it this time. Boy, that's messy. Much better job. Cut it right through. I gouged it at the end there. That was my fault though, because I pushed it. Anyway, that's how. If you're not going to be rebinding your books and you don't have a planer, if I had an electric planer, this would be dead simple. I don't have one. So, set your table saw to just measure it. Make sure it's just as deep as you need for the fold on the paper. And you'll get it. See, it's just almost perfect all the way through. Bye.